Right now, there is a political showdown in Chad. Former Prime Minister has been sentenced to 20 years. His name goes by the name Success Masra. So I'm asking if this is justice or revenge. Now you'd understand why I'm asking this. Now this is Chad's biggest political drama in years. A former Prime Minister hunted down, tried, and guess what? Thrown in prison for 20 years. Was this justice or a president settling scores? Now the truth, it's messier than you think. Success Masra wasn't just some opposition leader, He was Déby's rival. Mahamat Déby is the president of Chad. Now he was Déby's rival in the 2024 election. A hunger striker and now Chad's most famous prisoner. That's how I call him, because he went on hunger strike while he was in prison of recent. So that's why I say a hunger striker and now Chad's most famous prisoner. But here's what they are not telling you. Let's break it down. 20 years in prison for inciting violence, and then $1.8 million fine, which translates to about 1 billion West Africa CFA francs. That's very much crushing for any opposition. And then 74 co-defendants were also tried alongside him with zero concrete evidence, according to Masra's lawyers. Now, the charge, it says that Masra allegedly sparked a massacre in May 2025 that left 42 people dead. But here is the catch. His team says that the prosecution never proved he gave orders. So why the harsh sentence? 2 words. Mahamat Déby. Mahamat Déby is the president of Chad. And so the same president who beat Masra in 2024 election, does that scream coincidence? I don't think so. Now, Masra isn't just some guy, He was Chad's prime minister and then became the face of the opposition. His party is known as the Les Transformateurs, that is the Transformers. And yes, just like the movies, the Transformers, their goal to end Déby's 30-year family rule. In 2024, he ran against Déby and lost. No surprise, in a country where opposition figures disappear. But Masra kept speaking out until May 2025 when everything exploded. Now here is the twist. Masra was arrested 2 days after the massacre. No investigation, no wait, just straight to jail. Doesn't that smell political? Masra wasn't going quietly. In July, he went on hunger strike, which was more like a last stand against his detention since he was detained, right? And Chad's women rose up, demanding his release. And so after 6 days, he stopped. But the anger didn't stop. And this is where it gets emotional, Think about this. What would you do if your leader is jailed on shaky charges? Your protests are ignored and the world stays silent. Because that's Chad right now. In fact, one woman told reporters that they are killing hope. Because if Masra gets 20 years for talking, then what's left for ordinary Chadians? It's just a fact. Now let's talk about Déby, His family ruled Chad since 1990. And then he took power in 2021 after his dad mysteriously died on the battlefield. And since then, guess what? Election wins, crackdowns, and zero tolerance for dissent. Now with Masra gone in jail now, who is left to challenge him? No one. So you see, this isn't just a trial. It's more like a warning that is simply saying, cross me and you rot in jail. And guess what? The world right now is distracted by bigger crisis, and so Déby is just counting on nobody caring enough to stop him. In fact, if you check this news I'm talking about, is not really making the headlines right now. We have more critical news that are everywhere. The tariff of which Trump is trying to put, the very much dollar bond is trying to put. All of these things are making the headlines right now, and so no one is focused on Chad. Mali's crisis is right there. Traore's crisis is right there. The Sudanese crisis is right there. The Tigray wars is right there. So the Chad wars now, the Chad crisis now, is being paid less attention to. So the big question is, what's next for Chad? I kind of smell 3 possible futures. Now, maybe there will probably be a silent surrender, and so opposition will eventually collapse, and then Déby will rule forever until maybe one day, maybe the ICC or wherever it is, the UN steps in. Or secondly, we'll see probably an explosion, which means that protests will eventually translate into revolution. Or thirdly, we may see international pressure. That is, if the US and EU finally speak up, because already the EU barely even functions, you wonder, what is their role exactly in internal crisis in Africa. But here is the hard truth, Chad's people deserve better. and they survived coups, just like I talked about Mali. They survived coups, rebellions. Even in Mali, when different coups take place, it is the civilians that bear the brunt of these things. And so Chad peoples deserve better. They survived coups, rebellions, and now a leader locking up his rivals. How much more can they take? And so I'm asking you, what do you think about this? Was this justice or revenge? And should the world step in? Let me hear your hottest take in the comment section, and smash like if you want more uncensored African geopolitical analysis from me. And yeah, because Chad's story cannot be ignored, and here I am, I want you to put in, let's talk about this. Let me hear your take and let's see how it goes. And until next time, stay loud. Stay very, very loud about this. Peace out.